Hey guys, it's Tom. It is Monday night, so Monday Night Football to an extent here in late January. And we've got a SOMIFA wild card playoff game between Joe Golden's New York Giants, who are 10-6, and Dale Ripley's Minnesota Vikings, who are also 10-6. These teams played back in week 2 of the regular season, and it was Jersey Joe pulling out the 21-13 victory over Dale. And this should be a pretty good game, pretty good matchup. These teams, I don't think, scored a ton of points, nor gave up a ton of points. They were kind of like, in the middle of the road in those categories. I think both teams are fairly balanced, offense, defense. So, you could have like a 20-13, 21-17, 23-17, 23-20, some kind of game in that type of range. Maybe the over-under would be about 39. And we have a game number from Dale. Okay. Spell it on. 11569. Microphone off. I thought I might have had a minute to do a pregame, but I don't. That's fine. I'll set up some things. I do want play animation. I do want to show you the highlights on the screen. I think the play animation. I never play with it in my own game. In my own games when I'm playing the animation, I never had that on. But when I'm broadcasting, I feel like it's much better for people trying to follow the game if I do have it on. So let me say something to them. Spell it off. Good luck coming, guys. Interesting. I watched the game. I didn't see the coin toss. I didn't see the football icon up here for the Giants. So I don't know if that means that Joe is getting the ball or Joe had the option. And we may never find out because it just showed Joe getting the ball. But if he had the option, maybe he took it. The kick was a touchback. So Joe will get the ball at his own. I really hope everything is right here with the broadcast. At his own 25, 1st and 10. It's Alex Smith starting at quarterback for the Giants, who played both Colin Kaepernick and Alex Smith during the regular season. Smith looks like he got a little more of the playing time late in the season when the Giants got hot. Looking past the Garrett Selleck, defense double teaming elsewhere. Receiver gets wrong, 13 yards on Selleck's card. I think that Smith did emerge as the more reliable starter for Joe, and the broadcast looks good. Let's see. I'm screen sharing to everyone. Nothing is muted or anything like that. So I think we're okay. Joe runs a 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver, 1 running back offense, which is popular in these leagues. Off tackle right to Isaiah Crowell, defense guessing run. Dale plays a 4-3, and he's flooding the left flat. Guess right is 4 yards on Crowell's card. This Isaiah Crowell card is pretty decent. It's not bad. I know it's a little chunky, but it's not super chunky. So you can do some things there. Interesting. Garrett Selleck and Tyler Eifert, the 2 tight ends. Pretty good receiving tight ends, especially if you're going a little bit West Coast. I think Crowell can receive okay, not as well as Duke Johnson. Of course, looking past to Crowell. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Linebacker zone +1 and +5. 5 out of 5. It's a 1-yard completion from Smith to Crowell. Eric Hendricks made the play as linebacker. This is, I'm calling this game, this is being played the day after the NFL championship games. Vikings with an embarrassing performance with what was supposed to be a stout defense. What happened there? 38-7. False throwing bombs all over the place. The Eagles doing whatever they wanted. No one would have thought of that, I think, coming into that game. 3rd and 5 for the G-Men. Here in the early minutes of this playoff game in this SOMIFA season, 2016 card set, which means it was played, this season was played in the 2017 calendar, but now in January for the playoffs. And Joe staying in his base, goes shotgun, though. So your only run is going to be a linebacker or an end run to the quarterback. Interior blocking is okay. 5-4-5, center 4 may make the idea of a linebacker less likely. Only 4-5-4 linebackers here. 5 pass left to Taylor Gabriel. Defense straight double teaming a wide out Chris Hogan. And 7 is complete. Guess right, Alex Smith's card there instead of Colin Kaepernick. With the flat passing, especially here against a 4-3 team. This team goes 5-4-4-5 in the defensive line, 4-5-4 at linebacker. So Joe's got running and flat passing options, and even short passing options because he's only got 5s in the short pass zones. So plenty of options here for Joe offensively. Flat pass left to Isaiah Crowell. Defense blitzes. No man in zone. 6 is 10 yards in a completion. And that was not a white die 6, a white die 4. Advantage of the Minnesota blitz. Won the plays very well here on his opening possession. A little bit of running mixed in. And keeping Dale off balance. Dale's been trying to double team with linebackers down the field. Flat pass right to Garrett Sellis. Gets wrong. Receiver complete for 16 yards. You see this nice Garrett Sellis column with the flat pass wrong. If he gets his hands on it, with only 26 completions, but very good yardage. It's a popular type of card for one of your tight ends. But some very sexy yardage there. And the Giants have got a 1st and 10 at the Viking 24 as Alex Smith is 5 of 5, 47 yards. Doing a lot more than managing the game. Linebacker C.J. Anderson. Guess wrong. 8 is 7 yards. So you got C.J. Anderson and this is what I say. Both of these teams pretty balanced. Crow in the backfield. Alex Smith certainly good. Selleck helpful as the tight ends, and Gabriel and Chris Hogan's got a dangerous guard down the field. So interesting team. Off tackle right to Isaiah Crowell. Defense gets his run, but no one there. Crowell's card. And that's the strong side of the Giant line. You see he goes 5-6-5 on the right side, and that left tackle for the Vikings is only a 4. Both defensive tackles are 4. And Dale's got to worry about the flat passing game. So it could be tough for the Vikings on defense here. Dale was double teamed with linebackers down the field as though Alex Smith was going to be launching bombs. And I think reading the matchup wrong. This is going to be a West Coast approach here for the Giants. So you got to get that safety involved in the upper 8 or straight double teaming some of these targets like the tight ends. He may have to put guys at the line of scrimmage occasionally to try and plug a zone. Linebacker Isaiah Crowell being double teamed. There's a better double team. Dreaded 5 gets wrong on 3rd and 4. I must have missed a play in there. Produces 4th and 4 for the Giants at the Minnesota 18. Stephen Hauschka, not the best kicking card this year. In another league, let's see what he can do. But 2 to 10 from this range. So I guess inside the 22 is good. And the Giants take a 3-0 lead. That drive was looking good. I think Joe would have liked a little more. A chance to get a little closer. What is this? Dale with a miscue in the postseason, I would say. The kick went 8 yards deep into the end zone, and he took it out. Touchdown in 2, but at 6 is 29 yards. But the opponent defense, the opponent returned for this 21, 14, and 12. And he hit that. And he's got a 1st and 10 from his own 6 after a kickoff. That's not good. But Dale was doing that against me. I guess he figures I'll live with it when that happens because I want to try and hit that touchdown. Joe showing blitz, brings the blitz, and it's a long pass to Adam Thielen against the blitz. And 11 is a long gain. The defense is caught 43-yard completion. Hoyer at quarterback. Brian Hoyer, self-destroyer. From his own 6. Dale says, I'm going to challenge that safety blitz. Joe only brought the safety. It was a 4 and a 0. 17 would have had to be a lot of blitzes. Dan Morin style. And he probably would have got Hoyer and into the end zone for a safety. But he just brought the free safety. Defensive line does not look right. It's 0-0-6. 0 in this team. Linebacker Jordan Howard gets right is a 4-yard gain. Which is with well, maybe this is because he's going 3 nickel. That's right, because Dale runs a 3 and 4 wide receiver set. Now this team runs 4 wide receivers exclusively. So it's a very interesting type of offense. I played against a team, very tough team to play. Jordan Howard's got a very good card, including guest right, and Dale will run in. There it is. Linebacker Jordan Howard, no linebackers there. The nose tackle, 0. Nose tackle +1 and +12, 12-yard gain. As T.Y. McGill. T.Y. McGill could not make the play. Now, Vikings team, they run the 4 wide. Hoyer's really good at the flats. And he'll take matchups. Now, Joe's going 3-4 against the 4 wide here, saying, I'm going to leave. I'm going to make you challenge me down the field. I'm going to help protect flats and maybe help protect against this running game. Call. Interesting. Short pass, Stephon Diggs, 4 in zone. Hoyer's not that great in the short pass right, but he's not terrible. Dump over 7 yards. Dale is very good pass blocking, I think. Here. 4-5 at right guard. 4-5 at center. 5-7 left guard. 4-4 left tackle. So not great. But Hoyer's going to throw more flats than anything else. But he runs this 4 wide, 1 halfback, and he hits the flats with Hoyer being having a really good flat best guard and having very few interceptions. And he'll throw some bombs to preferably the extra wide. I'll cover by 4. In this case, Tyler Lockett, and he'll run Jordan Howard straight ahead. I think Howard is the key because his guest right card. So even though he's running guest right, he's getting yardage, 2, 3, 4 yards. Off tackle right to Jordan Howard. Defense gets his pass, guest right 4 yards. There you see. That's not going to be guest right every time. It's only guest right 1 out of 3 on the white die. But he gets 2, 3, 4 yards when he's doing it a lot of the times. And of course, when he's getting the guest wrong column, you can see Jordan Howard's off tackle guest wrong is a very, very fine column. Including some short gains and some bigger runs. Linebacker Jordan Howard, 1st and 10 for Minnesota at the Giant 24, 7-yard gain. Dale has run this offense before. He's been in the league a good while now. I remember back when he had Peyton Manning late in Manning's career, he'd like to run the 3 wide. And he usually consequently makes sure to get better 3rd and 4th receivers than a lot of us have. And you see he's got Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Tyler Lockett, usually the 4th guy. Sometimes he plays Cordarrelle Patterson. Maybe he's better flat and short, I'm not certain. But here inside the 20, that's where he is. 4 wide, 1 halfback. Defense going nickel, 3-3-5 blitz. And 5 pass right to Jordan Howard. Defense successfully double teaming. This could be big. Complete. And you've got to do that. You've got to do some flooding of flats. Successful double teaming to slow down this ball control attack that the Vikings have. And it's 3rd and 3 now for Minnesota at the Giant 17. A very unusual approach that Dale takes with this team. He did a great job with it. And they're tough. Both these teams are tough. Linebacker draw to Jordan Howard in 3rd and 3 from the 4 wide. See, he gets a look. White die 1. Look at this card. Short gain 0 +5. Dread of 5. 2-0, 4-3, 1-6-7. You're running linebackers right in the white die. I mean, you're still doing okay. Zeros and -1 all over the place. And that's the key. I mean, those columns and having good 3rd and 4th receivers is how Dale makes this work. I don't know that I can make it work. Linebacker draw for Jordan Howard. 1st and 10 from the 12. Joe not giving the run calls. And there's a short gain touchdown. Jordan Howard, a 12-yard run right at the middle from Dale's patented 4 wide. The Vikings go up 6-3. Here's the extra point for Phil Dawson. NFL season ends up being good, but the extra point was moved back to the 15. So you will see they missed extra points. But Dawson is 2-11. The kickoff goes into an end the end zone for a touchback, and the Giants will come out 1st and 10 from their own 25. Their second possession. It's been a good game so far in this late first quarter. And run right to Isaiah Crowell. Defense gets the pass. Crowell's got some big hits here. 7's a 4-yard gain. That's a nice 7 column. And they say, only +1, +3 I see here, but long gain, short gain, 25, 85, and then +6, +5, +4. So it's chunky, but it doesn't have those 0s and -2s here, or Justin Forsett in some other years. Other guys have had Isaiah Crowell, defense guesses wrong 7 is only 1 yard. 3rd and 5. The end run column looks stronger than this off tackle column. But again, guess right on the end run, usually you're going to struggle. Crowell's got a pretty decent guess right column as well. 3rd and 5 for the Giants. After that beautiful drive by Dale, Joe doesn't want to go 3 and out here and have to get back on defense against that team that can be tough to stop. You have to call some run. I know it sounds crazy. He's in the 3 wide, especially Joe's going to nose tackles. You got to call some run. But it is Brian Hoyer. I don't think it's particularly good this year. 3rd and 5 for the Giants at their own 30. He goes 3 wide. Dale stays 4-3 here. So Joe could throw a looking pass without any fear. Short pass, Tyler Eifert. Dump off is in play. And there's a dump off, but for a loss of 1 yard. And the punt from their own 29 will be a 3 and out here. Alex Smith 6 of 6. But that one was a worthless loss of 1 yard after a strong opening drive for the Giants. And they received the kickoff. And Joe going for the coffin corner. It's Marcus Sherrell's back there for the Vikings. So Joe says, I'm not going to give him that 3 touchdown with Marcus Sherrell's. I'll do my coffin corner punt and take the automatic loss of approximately 10 yards most of the time. I don't have that memorized. Dennis is very good at knowing that stuff better than me. But that was a 40-yard net coffin corner punt, so good move by Joe. And he has a run. Linebacker throw to Jordan Howard. You know, his tackle is 0 plus 17. I just played this team. Bob, you have to call run. You have to bring your safety up and call run against him. He will just sit there and linebacker you like he's getting happy now because Jordan Howard's got 7 carries for 61 yards. And Jordan Howard's got big runs on his card, like long gain on 2 and plus 40 whatever on 12. He's getting a positive yardage and short, and there you go. Left tackle right to Jordan Howard. This time Joe calls run for the nickel 3-3-5. Dropping lock it back, and there's 11-0 yards. That was a wide die 2, so that would have been guessed wrong. It would have been 22 yards. You see, you can't let him just do that whenever he wants. Matchup in this difficult style. And then the key is, what are you going to do with the guy covering the extra receiver? And Joe's got to look at a middle linebacker 6, so he's not really moved yet. So you might want to slide him out every now and then to cover one of these linebacker 4s. I mean, you got to do something. And there's a long pass, Tyler Lockett. Joe gets his pass, brings the middle linebacker up, and vacates the long pass for a 4. The defense's card here, particularly, and he gets a receiver, gets right. Elongated Tyler Lockett. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Vikings, 52-yard touchdown. It was on a 6 receiver, so it didn't matter. There were no men there. A successful double team, an X on the white die, an X on the black die, who have now completed 2 bombs today. Is that right? Did it say Hoyer's 3 or 4 for 102 yards? The kick goes down to the goal line for Andre Roberts. That's not a good move, Joe. You can down that. Is it the 16? You can down the kickoff to the goal line, folks. 4 for 102 yards. And that was a guess right call. Just a bit of a lucky roll there for Dale. I mean, Lockett's good, 12-18, but Hoyer stinks. But there were no men there, and only a 4 covering him. So you had some things to hit on the defense. With the Vikings looking good here so far. And let's see what Joe can do the second drive. Joe had a very good, nice drive his first time out. Garrett Selleck, receiver extra plus 12, complete for 12 yards and a first down. That's DeMarcus Ware. The outside linebackers are only 4s here. Second quarter. Third reception for 41 yards. He's been doing well on the flat. We had Dennis Crowley and Dan Moore in the studio audience. And I tell you what, I was looking forward to this game. I was looking forward to calling a SOMIFA playoff game into it. Took a nap earlier. Even did some vocal exercises for a couple minutes beforehand. Flat pass right, Taylor Gabriel. Defense gets his run, flooding his zone. Clean pickoff on a 3. On a flat pass, this could be a touchdown. It's at the Giants' 28, and he's going No, tackled at the 16 is Morris Claiborne. Flat, but Joe wants to throw some flats. And bad break for Joe here. But credit Dale for flooding the zone properly. And all of a sudden, the Vikings are the Giants' 16-yard line. They're already up 14-3. Back. The Viking fans going crazy here in the dome, where the NFL Super Bowl will be played. There's a linebook draw, guessed correctly on the run from the blitz. So good job for Joe. Linebacker in left part of his own. -1 or +3. Luke Kuechly. He's Luke Kuechly. He's a 66. He's making all the plays on his way to the Hall of Fame, probably. 2nd and 11, if we can stay healthy, a couple more years. 2nd and 11 for the Vikings at the Giants 17. Wide. Might as well not even call out the offensive formation. It's going to be 4 wide until he gets inside the 10, perhaps. Nickel 3-3-5 showing blitz. Linebacker draw to Jordan Howard. Defense gets his pass, so this is all vacated. And he gets the 8, double box, touchdown. Behind, it would have been a touchdown. Jordan Howard's 2nd touchdown run of the day. 10 carries, 77 yards. All Vikings right now, 21-3 if this is good, and it is. That turnover was deadly. Kick goes 1 yard deep to Andre Roberts. Might want it down this one. He takes it out again. Folks, you're costing yourself yards. Why? Yards. Look at this column. Where is he getting beyond the 25-yard line? Either 2 or 3. 3 yards this time. You gave him 4 or 5 yards last time. Why you want to give away 7 or 8 yards like that? I have no idea. But guys, do it. Please do it against me. Thank you. I'll take the extra yards. First, you're further away from scoring. I appreciate that. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back, pistol formation. Colin Kaepernick checks in the game. I don't like this move. Bit of a panic. Alex Smith was playing pretty well. Off tackle right for Crowell. Defense calls run. Loss of yard and Crowell again. I mean, Alex, I know he threw the clean pick. And that was, on the defense's car. He was playing well otherwise. It's only the 2nd quarter. Joe. 2 tights, 2 wide, 1 running back, pistol formation. 2nd and 11. You can't run as easily losing either with Kaepernick in there. Short pass Tyler Eifert, covered by a 5, complete for 13 yards and a 1st down. Because they're going to call run. Because some guys are like, Kaepernick's a running quarterback. I better call run. Even though a lot of us don't run that much with our running quarterbacks. Outside of Dennis, who does a good job with that. A lot of us kind of live for the must run. Or we'll try the old 2nd and 13 and run quarterback type of deal. Isaiah Crowell defense calls pass. 8, 10 yards and a 1st down. The Giants are moving. Joe had a very good opening drive. 2nd drive was 3 and out. The clean interception on the flooded flat. I'm not sure what parts of that was Alex Smith's fault. Maybe wants to open up the downfield game more. Long pass, Chris Hogan, single coverage. Covered by 5. Dump off complete for 20 yards. So Kaepernick moving the ball very well here, maybe, Joe knows his team better than I do. He did play both quarterbacks quite a bit all year. Can Colin Kaepernick be the playoff hero here for the Giants? And it's still early 2nd quarter. But early 2nd quarter, so plenty of football to be played. Get a score and a stop. Short pass, Gary Selleck. But here comes the pass rush for the Vikings. Cliff Averill, the defenseman, 12, going right by Ali Villanueva, who's only a 4. So, I mean, that's a 1-90 sack. It's maximum. It looks like there's some blitzes going on there because Averill was pumped up to a 15. Short pass to Tyler Eifert. Defense gets his run in 2nd and 21. That's 11-yard completion. From Kaepernick to Eifert. 3rd and 10 now for the Giants. In no man's land at the Minnesota 37. I don't know what the Giants kicker looks like out here. To be in a kicking mood. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. Pistol formation. You might see the end run with Kaepernick now with this nose tackle to 0. Off tackle right draw for Crowell. Looks like it could be in play. Create a makeable 4th down if you wish. Or if you get 5 yards stuck, you could try the field goal from the 32. Kaepernick, I don't think. They throw short, hopefully they must run, but double teams are in play. Dale was double teaming early with linebackers, then chose not to. But that was against Alex Smith. There it is. Shokin and Kaepernick's got to be a 1st down. He breaks containment. That outside linebacker, I was trying to click on him quickly to see what he was against the run, but it didn't matter. Look at this tremendous hit run column for Kaepernick. It's crazy. Like he's playing the Packers in that playoff game several years ago. 1st and 10. That outside linebacker is a 4-0. So no containment there at all. It was a white eye 2 anyway. Called by Joe. And short pass, Garrett Selleck being double team. 11 clean pickoff, and the defense is called at the 23. Horrible break for Joe. Good call by Dale. 12 from the 12-yard line. It's a 20-yard return. And Joe has got to say, what do I got to be doing here? Come on now. Defense, of course. But to get hit with 2 of those clean interceptions, 1 on a double team, 1 on a flooded flat, 10 minutes of action is tough. And that time the Giants were close to scoring. And we're right, Jordan Howard defense calls pass. Offensive onside guard 8-3. Now here's where the offense does struggle if they start getting blocking ratings, because everyone's a 0 except for the left guard 4 down by the formation. But now there's only 8:42 to go in the first half. Giants are down 21-3. Vikings have the ball. Vikings have not been stopped on offense. And it's a tough team to stop on offense. For Joe right now, he's got to be a little angry. Linebacker Jordan Howard, good call by Joe, calling the run. You have to call run against him. You have to. You cannot let him sit there. 8 is 3 yards. You cannot let him sit there and just run draws, or even not draws. Just run linebackers off tackles with Jordan Howard. The white die rule is in effect. The Warriors did all year. To stop, you have to call run. I know you're going to bring the safety up. I know you're going to vacate long pass. You can drop the guy back. And it's Brian Hoyer. You got to let him take some shots, I guess. Because as he's showing it today, he will eat you alive. Nickel diming you with this formation and this personnel. 3rd and 4 for the Vikings at their own 38. Big stop potentially for Joe here. I like the defensive call. He goes 3-4 here against the 4 wide. Did Joe play the North tackle 0 year? Maybe Joe played I don't think he played a 4-3 with these linebackers 6'5s. There's no injuries in the playoffs, so. Well, best Stephon Diggs. Defense calls run. There is a guy back there. He's a 5. So you want something on Hoyer's card is probably going to be incomplete. Receiver, guess wrong, incomplete on Diggs, who has, I think, 12-18, that looks like. So you have to, I mean, look, the long pass is great. But, you know, it is hit or miss, right? So you got to let him take some shots sometimes. And he gave him a chance there. And it was incomplete. Now, the punt is a booming one. A coffin corner as well. So Joe probably has a good returner. Coffin corner. That's, boy, that's what you like to see from your own 38. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Giants. They're on 12. And they keep Kaepernick in there. I would like to see Alex Smith, despite Kaepernick's success last drive. The Smith matchup is better when I feel. Flat pass against this team. Flat pass right to Tyler Eifert, right as far as, and this is part of the reason why, I mean, 5 of the only completions flat pass right in Kaepernick's card. I know 8 and 9's receiver, but really? It's like a 1968 quarterback. 2nd and 4, Don Troll's card. 2nd and 4 for the Giants at their own 18. Pistol formation linebacker, C.J. Anderson, no linebackers there. Only a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 3. And this is where Kaepernick hurts you because his flat pass is so awful. I have to see him missing the play, but I got to see what Joe's nose tackles like during the regular season. So 3rd and 3 for the Giants, throwing 18. Big first down for Jerry. Just give me a little bit of mental breathing space. Give me something so I can hope a little bit here. Maybe get a first down. Maybe get something going. It's still the first half. Long pass, Taylor Gabriel. Defense gets the pass. No one there. Must run and play. So Kaepernick's card is good business, but 10 is incomplete. He had 6, 11, 15, 16 units of very strong must run with 3 completions, but he found something else. 3 for the Giants. They're going to punt it. Kevin Huber, a 47-yard punt. Marcus Sherrills is the one back. Gets his greedy hands on it and returns to 15 yards. +9, +15, +8 on the opponent PR with 3 a touchdown and 5 an 11-yard return. Be able to get there. Yeah, Joe made the playoffs for the nose tackle 0. He plays a base 3-4. Wow. Nice job, Joe. And, it wasn't like he had Tom Brady, a quarterback, either. I mean, his offensive guys are good, but you don't see that too often. Flat pass left to Jordan Howard. Defense gets his pass. The guy's throwing at a 4. But Howard can hurt you with the yardage, but he's not. But he's not always going to make the catch. You see a lot of incompletions there and some negatives. And then gets wrong. I think he's only a 26 guy, 25 guy. Great yardage, I'm wrong, but his share. Defense showing blitz here, 2nd and 10. Vikings at their own 49. Linebacker Jordan Howard. Joe calls run. There you go. You got to do it. You have to call run against this 8+3. You call pass out of him +19. So 3rd and 7. We'll run against every 3-wide team, a 3 or 4-wide team you see. This particular team, where the quarterback is not that good of the long pass, where Howard is good right, the ball with Howard all the time, you can't just let him do that. It's just not going to work for you. I guess even more so if your nose tackles to 0. 3rd and 7 for the Vikings with the Giant 48. This is a big 3rd down. Giants will get the ball back, maybe make something happen here before the half. The Vikings get the ball throughout the 3rd quarter. I mean, the Vikings are in tremendous shape right now. Halfback from the shotgun. Melvin Gordon in the backfield. I wouldn't worry too much about the draw play here, of course. Long pass Stephon Diggs. Defense did not blitz. It's flooding a flat. Diggs is covered by 5. Sniper scope in play. Receiver gets right. +7 on the dump off. That's one of the problems against these 3 and 4 wide teams. Sometimes it's generating pass rush, especially the great flat pass quarterback like Hoyer. And it can be tough to generate pass rush anyway when you're facing a flat pass type team. And Dale's done a tremendous job with this team this year. Both these coaches did a very good job. Flat pass right, Stephon Diggs, not covered by, but a 4 linebacker defending. And look at this card. I mean, everything's complete. Incomplete, guess right. When you guess wrong, he's it's a maxed out flat pass card. Interception split is a 1-yard completion only. So that's what you're hoping for on a wrong call. 2nd and 4 for the Vikings and the Giant 35, 3:36 to go. 4 wide versus 3-4. We have 5 of 8, $1.15. This flat pass left to Mark Cooper. Defense gets his run, but floods the flat. So good job by Joe. 4. And there it is. 11 gets wrong. Picked off 2 or 12. And Hoyer does not really turn the ball over with the interceptions. But he does have a 5.5 snap fumble number. So you might get one of those, possibly, but once every 3 games. 3rd and 3 for the Vikings and the Giants 34. 3 minutes to go in the first half. And 3. 4 wide, 1 halfback, always. Perhaps if he gets inside the 10 or gets a big lead late, we'll see something different. There's a draw to Jordan Howard. He even gets his pass, brings everybody, but there's nobody there because of the draw. 8 double box, 19 yards. He carries for 105 yards. I don't think has a run longer than 19 yards. He's doing work. 21-3 Vikings. I heard some heavy breathing. Dennis, if you feel like chiming in, you can. 2:24 to go in the first half. Draw to Jordan Howard. Defense calls run. You have to do it. Left guard +3 or -1. Loses a yard. Ramon Foster brought down to a 4 by the white die. It was a 6 anyway. I remember I got very angry when I played him. I think Foster made 2 blocks. It's like he's the only guy on the line that's not a 0. He's only a 4. Most things get me angry. 2nd and 11 for the Vikings. 2-minute warning of the Giants 16. Defense showing blitz again. I bet we see a draw play to Jordan Howard. 15 carries, 104. Might exhaust himself, but when you're getting north of 160 yards, you'll take the exhaustion. Off tackle right to Jordan Howard. Dale not going for the draw, so he can still get some decent yardage here. Nose tackle +4, +9. It's a 9-yard gain. Cannot make any place. Howard's got 16 carries for 113 yards. And now the Vikings are inside the 10, 3rd and 2. And we'll see a different formation. It's the full house with Melvin Gordon as the other running back. Dennis is on his work machine. No microphone. Okay, no problem. Thank you for the notification. Steven Anderson is the fullback. Probably can't carry the ball. But Jordan Howard and Melvin Gordon are the running options here. Virgil Green, the tight end 6, checks in. Joe's got Luke Kuechly, the 66 inside linebacker, and Jatavis Brown is the 54. Joe's showing blitz, 3rd and 2. They're not against throwing the ball here. I'd probably say run it. If you don't get it, kick a field goal, 24-3. Although a touchdown here, it feels like the game's over. I'd maybe throw a pass. I don't know. Short pass, Melvin Gordon. Defense calls run. Showed blitz. The running back spot. So he's going by 5. Picked off through to 6 and 12. Picked off in the end zone by Joe. He could try to run it out. He's going to run it out. Oh, trying to get a 109-yard touchdown. One in the column for playing safe. You were up 21-3. The 9 at a running play would have been a blocking reading. It was a wide dive 5, so you would have probably actually gotten your first down. I think just a first down. It looks like Joe gets a turnover, gets one back. So we're right now, and let's see if we can do something. Starting at his own 5-yard line, 1:22 to go in the first half. 3 timeouts remaining. Throws a looking pass to Garrett Selleck. Guessed correctly. Wide dive 6 yields a 9-yard pickup. 1:14. Joe will go hurry up. We'll use timeouts. Going hurry up. Put it back. So my team and run mixed in here. A minute. A short gain. To the board. You get a field goal here. 21-6. You stop Dale. Stop. And we're right to C.J. Anderson. I'd like to see Kaepernick there. Defensive end +1 or +5. Defensive end to 5 gain. C.J. did get out of bounds. On the 1 yard, and I guess wrong play of the first 15-yard line. And Isaiah Crowe checks in. He's got the bigger gains on the end run column. The +85, a +20, I think, sprinkled in there. But Kaepernick's the man with the short gains throughout that column. Run for Kaepernick. Long pass Tyler Eifert. There's a man there, but he only had 4. Must run for Kaepernick, 12 yards. First down, Giants up at their own 27, but there's not much time left and a lot of real estate. We call a timeout here. 5 seconds, I think. We do see a timeout. Second, Giants at their own 27. Team notebook here. 33-37 is only 2-4. So Hauschke got to get down to the 32 for 11 and 12. So that's 18. He's 41 yards away. 41 yards in the next 45 seconds with 2 timeouts. That's doable. That's awesome. End running with Kaepernick. Long pass Taylor Gabe. Gets a dump off for a loss of 1. Pass dump off, so that's incomplete. Not the outcome. And back 9. With Cliff Averill getting good pressure, it was a 1-61. And it was a 62 on the random. 2nd and 10 for the Giants. Short pass, Chris Hogan with room in there. Defender X with a long gain. He's covered by a 5. So the 3rd and 10 for the Giants. What looked like a promising possible. Maybe get a field and a wide one fullback. So don't think you'll see the end run with Kaepernick effect on 3rd and 10, 3-6. So everyone and their brothers thinking it's a looking pass, but maybe not. Final 30 seconds is far away. Emil Alalaway. Holy boy. The jungle. The mighty jungle. Blah, blah, blah. 3rd and 10 for the 7. That's the right game. Joe said, what should I do here? Should I throw that stupid-looking pass or not? Says, maybe I got to dump off. Short pass Perriman, 3 men in zone, covered by 5. Got it an outright completion. I didn't know he had those. 9 units of completion, 11-yard gain, and Perriman got out of bounds. So life here, but not much. 22 seconds left, and they need another 30 yards. They do have 2 timeouts. He should He's going 4 wide. I would like to see standard formation. Emron Kaepernick try to get a short gain and pick up about half of that real estate. Instead, he's going to throw into the teeth of this defense. 4 wide, 1 halfback, and no dump offs, I think, in play here. Final 30 seconds. Long pass to Perriman, 2 men in zone, 10 is incomplete on the defense's card. That would have only been like a 4-yard run or something. Anyway, but you get nothing. 2nd and 10 for the Giants at their own 38. Still needs those 30 yards. Still going 4 wide. I mean, 2 short gains would get you the 30 yards. And Dale seems like the type to call a pass here. You got to know your opponent. So I would like to see that. Kaepernick's got plenty of runs. You can't be worried about burning him out. He only used 1. It's almost halftime. 4 wide, 1 fullback. Only 15 seconds left. Long pass to Perriman. 2 men in zone again. Need his own card for a must run, I guess. And then hopefully a 2-5. 6 is incomplete in Kaepernick's card. 7, 8, 9, and 12 are the must run readings. As that would have been a short gain on a running play for Kaepernick. 3rd and 10 for the Giants at their own 38. Now there's only 8 seconds left. So they need 30 yards on this play. So it should be a bomb. At this point, you'll take 26 yards and a 2-4 field goal. Long pass, Chris Hogan, 2 men there. Must run 3, 20 yards for Kaepernick. Gets it down to the Minnesota 42. Kaepernick 3 runs for 46 yards. Boy, I wish he had done an end run with Kaepernick. One of those previous 3 plays. I mean, the odds were you would have got a short gain at one of them. That column is crazy. And you'd probably be trying to 2-8, 11 to 12 field goal right now. But instead, they got to try a Hail Mary here from the Minnesota 42. He's going to need to hit this 3 long gain of Kaepernick's card. Or if there's 2 men in the zone, you'll get the receiver reading on a 4. And you need a 42-yard touchdown. No dump off in play. Studio audience fluctuating. I see a new blue head in there on the icon. Dale's going to hit the ball to start the 3rd quarter, and his team is capable of going on very lengthy drives with the flat passing and the running. Long pass Perriman being double teamed by the linebacker. 10 on Kaepernick's card is incomplete. And that's the first half. 21-3. Joe with the obligatory good half. As we have Bradley Miller joining the chat. Hello, Bradley. Just as good half smoked. Asking if Dale is ready. So, I mean, look, there's a half of football to play here. We don't know what's going to happen. Well, that's what's going to happen. They kicked off right away super quick, and Cordarrelle Patterson returned the kick for a touchdown. I didn't even get any animation. But I'm sure both Dale and Joe are feeling pretty animated. And it's not even showing up on my box score, so I have no idea how long it was. Take my word for it. Cordarrelle Patterson ran the kick back up for a touchdown. 28-3 Vikings. Early 3rd quarter. Not the way Joe Golden wanted to see his play like that. There goes Joe giving away more yardage. The kick goes 4 yards deep into the end zone. He takes it out for a 20-yard gain to the 16. The only result that was better than 25 was a stinker. That's only a 42-yarder. It's not even a touchdown. But wants to make it a little harder for his offense to score. 28-3 Vikings. So the Vikings go on to win, and we don't know what's going to happen yet. We have a half of football here. Look, you got to score. Just drive down. I wish Alex Smith had stayed in the game, but they've moved somewhat with Kaepernick. But 2nd and 10 Pound those end runs with Crowell. He's got a good column there. Well, he's running at the fours. Actually, inside is probably better. Like the left tackle, right, took a play. Defensive tackle +2, +6, 6-yard gain. I mean, if Joe can come down and get a touchdown and maybe a 2-point conversion, then you're only down 17. 28-11. That's what you have to think when you're losing these games. You're like, oh, it's 28-3. Oh, I stink. It's only third quarter. What do you need to win? Or just catch up? You need 25 points. Okay. How do we get it to like 14 or 17, like something manageable? Short pass, Chris Hogan. Rush run 6 yards for Kaepernick. Well, if I drive down and get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, 28-11, hey, I'm down 17. And it's the mid-third quarter. You can come back from that. We've all done that. We've all seen it. It's all been done to us. 2 tights, 2 wide, 1 running back. Short pass, Perriman, 3 in zone. Must run 2-yard gain for Kaepernick. So Dale's sitting back with their safety long pass here in this drive. And Joe's hitting the short passes and some off tackles with Crowell. And the short passes are good because he's getting this nice must run column with Kaepernick, keeping the chains, keeping the ball moving. Short pass, Tyler Eifert, receiver gets right, incomplete. I was going to want to do draw plays if he's running because we see that Dale put the middle linebacker in the off tackle zone there. But it's hard to run a draw when you have a running quarterback because they might call a run on 2nd and 11 or whatever, when normally you might think you can run it. Oh, that's the old conventional thing. Long pass, Brashad Perriman. One linebacker down 3rd and 10, must run 13 yards. You can throw the bomb a little more readily with these running quarterbacks because it's not all or nothing on his card. And that was not a first down because Dale successfully shot the quarterback. Don't see that every day of the week. Well, I guess Kaepernick's the guy to do it against. If you can do it against anybody. And it's 4th and 1 for the Giants at their own 37. They're going to go for it naturally. Down 28-3, early third quarter. You wish you had Alex Smith in there right now, but somehow Joe has Alex Smith on like all of his SOMIFA teams, and he's trying to trade him in all of his teams, and no one's giving him anything. They'll give you something next year when his card should be very, very good. 4th and 1 for the Giants. They go full house. What's this middle linebacker's run rating? He's a 4. Okay. Let's see if Joe just goes straight ahead and run right to Crowell. No linebacker in the zone. 8 is 12 yards of the defense's card. Whew. I was scared about that. And run right. A lot of zeros and negative yardage usually on an M run right column. Not familiar with Crowell's M run right column. His M run wrong column's pretty good. 1st and 10 for the Giants at their own 49. Big 4th down conversion. Long pass to Perriman. 1 blitz in the north tackle zone. Defensive back in zone next to +29. He's only a 4. And he makes the play anyway. 4. No, he's a 5. My bad. That was earlier when guys had been moved around. There was a 4 back there, but that was a 5. Ron Parker, who made the play against a 4 roll. 2nd and 10. Short pass to Perriman. The receiver gets right 16 yards at a first down on a pretty bad short pass right column for catching the ball. 16/22, but the yardage is good. 1st and 10 Giants at the Minnesota 35. They're not out of it. 9:18 to go in the third quarter. Let's do an M run with Crowell. Try to get one of those big sexy runs on his card. Short pass to Chris Hogan. Must run 13 yards for Kaepernick, who's closing in on 100 yards rushing. 7 carries, 74 yards with only 1 designed run. He's been scrambling. But now there's 8:42 to go in the third quarter, and time is of the essence. Tick, 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 as Chris Redman once said. 8:42 to go. 5 pass left, Isaiah Crowell, covered by, defended with a 4 linebacker in the zone, incomplete in Kaepernick's card. 12, incomplete on flat pass right. That's ugly. 8:24. Run the ball, Joe. Off tackle with Crowell. Draw. Short pass Garrett Selleck. Receiver gets right. 10 yards. First down. Giants in the Minnesota 12. 7:48 to go. Third quarter. This is it. Punch it in. Punch it in. Get 2. Play some defense. And you got yourself a game. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. How about M run to Kaepernick? Sexy short gains for the win. Short pass Isaiah Crowell, 4-minute zone. Here comes the pass for a sack on Kaepernick, and it looks like a fumble. And recovered by the Vikings. Cliff Averill keeps coming up on the D. Joe's like, all right, I yield. Sack, fumble. Minnesota recovers 28-3. And 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Spectator left the game. I wish I could leave the game. Not a good situation. Flat pass left to Mark Cooper. Defense calls run. Receiver gets wrong. 10 yards, first down. So this Vikings team up 28-3 now, with the strat gods conspiring to hurt Joe. And there's a reluctance to run the ball on that drive when Dale was conceding the run. And you got Kaepernick. And you got Crowell. The Vikings look in good shape. Is a draw to Jordan Howard, guessed out correctly by the defense. No gains. So the Vikings, this is an 8-9 game. But we readjust, receive, whatever, after each round. So they don't know yet who they're going to play. Vikings are the 8th seed. There's a draw to Jordan Howard in the second 10, stepped out correctly by Joe. Yard game. Creates 3rd and 7. I mean, if form was to hold, if all the favorites won this round, there's 3 games this round. The other 2 will be on Wednesday night. 5:30 Eastern, called by Dennis Crowley. One at 8 or 8:30 Eastern, called by me. Short pass Adam Thielen. Defense calls run on 3rd and 7. Field, he doesn't realize Dale doesn't really run the ball with Gordon on 3rd and long. Anyway, wouldn't have made a difference, it looks like, on the receiver, unless it was a dump off. 15 yards and a first down to Thielen. I got a feeling it's Adam Thielen. 12, a buck 41. 1 TD, 1 INT. And the Vikings are up at midfield. Flat pass tried to Cooper, covered by 4. Goodbye. It's against a 4 linebacker. 9-yard 2nd and 1. So if form was to hold, if 6, 7, 8 were to win, then I would play the Vikings in the next round. I played in the regular season. It's a tough team to play. It's a stupid 4 wide and the Jordan Howard. Tough team to play. And even with some of the bad breaks that have gone against Joe here today, it's also just been tough when he's just trying to straight up stop this team's offense. You know, the bad breaks have been of the turnover variety, but from scrimmage, Minnesota has been moving the ball well. Certainly the whole first half, and when they've had to. And it's Brian Hoyer card. It's an efficient card. Dennis is at work, so he's going to stay logged in. But Bradley Miller also toughing it out here with the 28-3 deficit. Linebacker draw to Jordan Howard. Run king Brian Hoyer. On 3rd and 1. Blocking back +2 or +0. Steven Anderson could not make the block. No gain. 4th and 1 for the Vikings at the Giant 41. Up 28-3. 3:36 to go. Does he go for it? Or does he call from corner punt? He's going to go for it. And on 4th and 1, short yardage, he's going to go with what formation? 4 wide. Why not? Joe counts as 3-4, which I think is probably the right move here. You might see maybe the end run Jordan Howard at this left end 4, because he's been running linebackers and off tackles. Has not run the end run. The defensive end's a 4. Joe might move linebackers to the inside if he's going to go short yardage or claw run. Unless Joe's just angry, just clicks short yardage, which default puts the guy outside. Flat pass right to Cordell Patterson. Defense calls run. Linebacker 4 in zone. Defender -1 or +4. It is 4 yards at a first down. Because Joe had dropped from the 3-4. He had dropped that guy covering Patterson into long pass. Otherwise, it would have been -1. And you can see doing that. This is a tough team. The Wednesday night game, so 5:30 Eastern is check the forum. Check the forum or an internet near you. Is I think Indianapolis at Houston, which would be interesting. Off tackle right for Howard gained 6 yards on his own card. I mean, that's pretty nice when you can get it. And I think Dennis was saying offense versus defense. But it might be defense versus defense. Let's take a look here. Houston was the #1 defense in the league, 17.3 points, tied with Seattle, actually. The mighty Seahawks, the #2 seed. Linebacker draw to Jordan Howard, guessed out correctly. He has not hit Howard's card for like a minus on these correct draws. He keeps getting like something like that, like 3 yards on the defense. Where he's gotten some blocking and a -1 here, but can I just get like a 1, 2, 3 and like make him lose a yard when I get the draw successfully? Joe has guessed it successfully on defense, probably at least 4 or 5 times. And he's not getting Howard's own card. 3rd and 1 for the Vikings at the Giant 28. Only 1:48 to go here in the third quarter. Nathan likes to run 3 wides at times. This is another draw play, guessed correctly. Center 5-0, no gain. 4th and 1 for the Vikings at the Giant 28. Phil Dawson is the kicker. I think he's pretty good. Out to the 32. I would guess at least 2 to 9. We'll have a chance to find out. Dawson comes out for the 45-yard attempt. It's no good. He's 2 to 8, 11, and 12. Maybe we should have gone for that then. I would have thought he was at least 2 to 9 up there, but he's not. 2 to 11 and 12, no good. So Joe still technically has a chance if he can get a touchdown, like, I don't know, on this play. Aaron Crowell, no. Long pass to Chris Hogan. And there's another sack of Kaepernick. This time it's William Golston, the defensive end 3. It was a 5 against a 3, 1-6 sack with no blitzes or anything like that. Certainly no free safety blitz. And that's the kind of game it's been for Joe. Oh, not really. It's not like he's been getting killed from scrimmage when he has the ball. He's just been getting turnovers in inopportune moments, and he can't really stop the Vikings offense either. 2nd 18, short pass to Garrett Selleck. As an incomplete pass. I smell a punt coming up. 3rd and 18 is 28-3 here. The waning seconds of the third quarter. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Joe's angry. He's going to throw a bomb to someone. I'm going to guess Taylor Gabriel. What do we got here? Maybe Tyler Eifert. I think I have 4 guys to, like I say, maybe the other 2 guys, and I'll cover them all. Evan right to Kaepernick. The white die is in play. Offensive tackle 5-0 is a 5-yard pickup. How about that? Ryan Schrader made the block. Kaepernick 8 carries, 79 yards. 4th and 13 for Joe at his own 32. Down 28-3. You got to punt it. He might fumble the punt. Yeah, I'm always going to go for it. 4 wide, 1 fullback. Maybe short pass Kendall Wright. Up to the defender X for a short gain. Because the completions of Kaepernick's card are only 11 and 12 yards on the short pass right. Must run gives you something. 2 to 5 is the first down. Short pass Chris Hogan's got real good yardage on his card. Picked off 2 to 7, 12. Picked off by the Vikings, or they could intentionally drop it on 4th down. And they do intentionally drop it. Jamal Taylor says, oops, butterfingers. And the Vikings take over and down to the New York 32. They lead 28-3. Flat pass right, Stephon Diggs. Defense calls run. Left outside's a 4. Receiver gets wrong, 50-yard pickup. So I'm not going to pay the closest attention the rest of the way. Although I guess I should see what happens here since Dale's on the verge of scoring. Off tackle right for Jordan Howard. Defense gets his run, but there's no linebackers there. 3-yard gain for Howard. 23 carries, 128 yards. How many yards of offense the Vikings have? Vikings got 297. Joe's got 248. The Vikings have gotten the ball in favorable field position, in tremendous field position with some of their turnovers. And like the first half, the Vikings really couldn't be stopped. Fly pass right to Cooper. Defense calls run. 8 yards and a first down. Down to the New York 6. I'll take a look at that Indianapolis-Houston game in a moment when we see what happens on the rest of this drive. Howard, Anderson, and Gordon are the running backs. Linebacker Howard, Dale did throw a pick in the end zone down here. This half, Howard gets a little closer, 24-130. Already has 2 rushing touchdowns today. Maybe Joe will key him just out of spite. Jordan Howard card's a pretty good card. I'll tell you that. That's the kind of card you want. I mean, solid yardage right and wrong, plus some short gains wrong, plus some big runs wrong. You know, the long game variety. There's a linebacker Melvin Gordon, a second and goal from the 4. Gains 3 yards in the defense's card, 31. I'm not sure who Dale's quarterback will be next year. Who he's got on the roster. I mean, Hoyer played for the Niners. There's linebacker Jordan Howard run keyed successfully. Finally gets the offense's card. Even the optimistic Dennis Crowley might be thinking, well, 31-3, it's 4 exact touchdowns. You can do it. But I don't think even Dennis might feel that that's probably unlikely. Joe just keeps taking out these kickoffs. What are you doing? I know that perhaps he is internally conceited, but he was doing it early in the game too. I mean, you have to know your guys. The kickoff goes to the 25. This guy is not bringing a kick out past the 25 when it's 4 yards deep, unless you get a 2 or 3. The longest run is only 42 yards. That's like you're shooting for the touchdown. And the opponent kickoffs is all like, it was like plus 18, plus 16, something like that. Special teams, folks, guys are going crazy to get, a running back card that's going to give you an extra 20 yards a game. And they'll just give away 5-10 yards, like every kick and punt like it's nothing. I'll take it. Long pass for Rashad Perriman. Must run 13 yards. Kaepernick's got 10 carries for 110 yards. He's got more yards rushing than he has passing, which I think Blake Bortles did in Jacksonville's playoff victory against Buffalo. First time in a long time that it happened. I think since the mid-70s. Dennis Crowley asking me trade questions via text during the broadcast, although it is 31-3. So what did I trade for Nate Stupar? Was that the question? I traded 2 second-round supplemental draft picks and uncarded Danny Woodhead. Did you get that? What did you offer? The great Nate the Great. I know the game is over. I'm not complaining much about it, Dennis. I said that. So Dennis is at the mercy because I'm going by voice and he's typing in with his thumbs. So he's on a delay. I have no problem fielding questions during the fourth quarter of a 31-3 game with 8:06 to go. Yes, I traded for Stupid. He'll be one of my starting inside linebackers then. It's 0.53. According to Michael Reeves, that should make an impact because my friend Michael told me that Blake Martinez will make an impact this year for his SSFA team. And Blake is a 0.5. He was a second-round pick. My guy caused me 2 supplementals and an uncarded 33-year-old running back. Blake, of course, is a future player. I think I've discussed Blake Martinez. I should come out of the all-hated team by Tom Cook. All the guys over the last 2 or 3 years of doing the shows that I've hated. Who would the quarterback? Would Jared Goff be the quarterback? Not guys that I've hated, like I'm sick of hearing them. But, there might not be enough guys for me to kill, like guys in the draft to kill. So maybe I can make Andrew Luck the quarterback. Since he's ruining everything with his injuries. I'm not on my fall teams. Thanks, Andrew. I said thanks to, what was the guy's name? Boomer Grigsby? Dennis, what did you offer? Dennis asked me what I gave up. But then I asked him what he offered, and he won't say it. Dennis, type it in. What did you offer for Nate Stupar? And friends want to know. Nate the Great, 05-3 out of football. 4th and 6 for the Giants. In case you have the over or something. Short pass to Isaiah Crowell. Lost run, Kaepernick. Yay. Dennis asked he was available. But he said he already was. Okay. Mick told me that he'd already gotten the offer today. So maybe Nate was highly sought after. I don't know. So he said he already had an offer. You didn't offer him anything? Would you offer me a third supplemental pick? or your second? Well, someone offered him something for him today. I'll have to find out. Starting for me, Dennis. I look at Joe did not get the first down there. So Wednesday night, you have Indianapolis. Spectators leaving the game. But Joe wishes he could leave the game. Never got to that point, Dennis said. The trade was good for both sides. That's so diplomatic. This trade might have been bad for both sides. I get kind of a stiff, and Nick got some supplemental picks and the uncarded Danny Woodhead. I like the supplemental draft, but actually, I'm kind of disappointed in a way. My roster, and that's I can't squeeze any more guys on there, so I can't use my supplemental picks probably. Maybe I could trade them to Michael Reeves in a Johnny Hecker deal. I can't get Johnny Hecker from Michael Reeves. I want a good punter. Michael needs him so he can admire all the booming punts for his non-winning team this year. And next year. Killing Michael. we've been texting back and forth feverishly for many days. Several days. About Dak Prescott versus Jared Goff after his selection on Saturday. And then overall, what a team looks like when it's expected to win in the SOMIFA family of leagues. And occasionally, what can I give you for Johnny Hecker? Now he was not even answer. He didn't even answer. I texted this morning. I texted this morning. I said, "Is there any deal you will do with my team for Johnny Hecker? Is there any deal you will do? Anything? Any deal you'll do with my team with Johnny Hecker?" No reply. Has to keep him. What do you want? So I guess if I gave him like Patrick Peterson, Danielle Hunter, and Joey Bosa, wouldn't be good enough. I give you a blank check. I'm gonna try and tell me, all right, yeah, here's what I do. Obviously, I'm not giving up any of those guys for Johnny Hecker. I'm just saying there has to be something favorable for you that you would do that you think I might do. There's nothing. Michael's a Rams fan. He's like having the Rams punter and kicker, Johnny Hecker and Greg Zuerlein, but not the quarterback, apparently. I can't trade the punter, but I will pass on the quarterback. There's a lack of consistency in there somewhere, Michael. But he has Goff in the league, so he's already benefiting from Goff. So it's okay. I understand that. I don't think passing on Goff or Prescott's a terrible move. I just think that some of Michael's reasoning is that he wants to have a competitive team this year. And if you look at his team, I mean, competitive, I don't know. I guess it depends on your definition of competitive. If you go 6-10 and lose a lot of close games, I guess is that competitive? It's not. I guess you're competing to go maybe 7-9 or 8-8. I don't know. So I don't mind Michael taking Prescott over Goff. I don't like the reasons why he did it. Rating you now on the reasons why you made your move. It's not bad enough I've been killing guys for their moves. Now I'm going to say your move is fine, but you did it for the wrong reason. So now I'm going to kill you for the reason why you made the move. You have to have a better reason. I would like everyone to submit in writing the full justification for their first round draft choice decisions. And I will not be grading on a curve. Too much. I love the SSFA draft. I love the recaps guys have done. I mean, really thorough, and really a lot of guys really getting into what they were thinking and their overall team and stuff and the different choices that went through it. And you see it. That's a good crop of general managers over there. Guys who know what they're doing. Most of them, certainly. Joe trying to get the end zone here. How'd you like to be one of those fans? Like, this game's in Minnesota. How'd you like to be one of those fans who travels with his team to go to the game, right? I try, I'm saying, travels to follow the team on the road for a playoff game, and then it's like 31-3. Like, how'd you like to be like a Vikings fan, like father and son? Dad's in his 50s, son's 23. Hey, son, let's get tickets for Philadelphia. We're going to buy 2 tickets. We're going to fly to Philly for the weekend. Check out the Liberty Bell. Eat a couple of cheesesteaks. And go watch the Vikings. Skull. Try to make the Super Bowl. And get destroyed. 38-7. What a miserable flight home. What a miserable second half. That's going to be the whole game. 65,000 Eagles fans just, humiliating you just with their expressions, just with the complete satisfaction and happiness on their face as you got your little horn helmet on. You're making your way through the city of Philadelphia, the hotel the night of that game. Wow, that's a rough spot. That's not where you want to be. Oh, I don't want to happen to the Vikings to that game. Jeez. But this one's over. 31-9. Vikings Giants tacked on a meaningless touchdown late. You all know what happened. I'm not going to recap it. Too bad. Colts at Texans. 5:30 Eastern on Wednesday. Dennis Crowley calling the game. Texans 17.3 points allowed per game. Tied for first in the league with Dennis's Seahawks. Team coached by half man, half Mankiewicz. 9-7. Number 4 defense in the league, 18.5 points per game. Coached by Jeff Wendlandt. Beat NFL Ed's Niners, 31-24. He also beat Ed in the regular season. How about that? Jeff says, I got it. No, don't worry about it. Oh. 2-0 against Ed. Regular season and playoffs for Jeff Wendlandt.
Hey, Tom.
How's it going?
Beat Indy 14-9 during the season.
There we go. Bradley chiming in with the mic so we get to hear a different voice, but also giving the broadcast. Thank you. So it's Texans 14, Colts 9. Let's see. That was early in week 5. 14-9 victory of the Texans. About a 4-0 start to their season. Only 6-6 the rest of the way. You got Drew Brees at quarterback, Le'Veon Bell as one of the running backs. While the Colts have got Phillip Rivers, and I don't remember who his running back is. David Johnson. So Rivers throws picks on the card at 19 interceptions during the season. But he was still throwing the ball. He didn't care. 580 attempts. I was watching some of the game against Ed. He was being aggressive. I think he says, I'm just going to call my plays. If he throws picks, he throws picks. But I'm going to get some good plays also. He's got David Johnson and Phillip Rivers. So if he doesn't get picks,
Tom, go back to that screen. Was that more interceptions than touchdowns?
Yeah, he had 7. It looked like 17. For Rivers, he had 17 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. But believe it or not, look at this. The team was turnovers because they forced. No, they're minus 9 turnovers. Okay. Never mind. I got that backwards. But he did complete 60.7% of his passes. Only 6.2 average gains. That tells you a lot of flat passing, especially when you see the averages in these receivers. 100 yards rushing, 4.8 average, 84 catches. So about 2,200 yards from scrimmage. That's a bit of an inside joke. But offensively, the Colts, 15th in the league at 21.3 points a game. Houston 15th at 21.1. So these teams were, the defense led the way, 9-7, 10-6. I have an extensive history in SOMIFA. I think it's only been around a couple of years. It'll be very interesting to see. I mean, Paul, of course, has got all kinds of championships from all kinds of leagues. Jeff just beat NFL Ed twice and lost a close one in the regular season. Now, of course, here in the playoffs, the Texans will have the good pass defense while you get Phillip Rivers not only with interceptions on his card, but throwing into the good pass defense. So we'll see what happens there. That can be interesting. Dennis Crowley calling, and I'll be. And then that night, 8 o'clock, I think the nightcap. I have what's the other game? Green Bay at Cincinnati, I believe. Cincinnati. It's Ron Dickinson's Packers, 9-17, who defeated Ron Martin 36-0 in the mini playoffs. Jesus, 36.
Green Bay won the season game 31-9.
Green Bay 31-9 victory in the regular season over Cincinnati. All as my producer and news update man.
Everybody needs a sidekick.
I like the work so far. Yes. It's like Dennis and I are like the main commentators. You're the guy, who comes in with the stat out of nowhere. Minutes you chime in with something. Once Dennis gets up and walks away when I start talking because he knows he has plenty of time to go, throw the clothes in the dryer or whatever he needs to do at the house. And the Ron's team started out. I think Ron's team was 6-2 through the midway point of the season, and was then 8-4 final block, and lost 3 out of 4, losing games. Well, he lost 3 out of 4 down the stretch, including a 37-20 loss to the Bears. 6-10 team with Matt Ryan's a great card though. Thinking, hey, I'm going to maybe be a top 5 seed, and
he also lost to the playoff team Vikings.
Yes, so he lost to the Vikings and to the Chargers. But those are good teams, so I couldn't say, that those were unexpected, perhaps, or as much of a surprise. But he went from thinking I might be a top 5 seed and maybe get a bye and maybe get a home game to all of a sudden he was fighting for his life in the mini playoffs. And you said it was 34-9, 31-9. That was way back in week 3. And Jay did a good job with this Cincinnati team, which is not that great this year. It does a Derek Carr. I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking Andy Dalton. But Dalton was traded, of course. So Green Bay's got Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback. Throw some picks on the card. Got Carlos Hyde, Chris Thompson. Was got Kenny Britt and Mike Evans as the wideouts. Ron, usually more of a defensive guy, plays a 4-3. And Tannehill, I think, has a pretty good long passing card this year from the offense last year in Miami with Adam Gase. So those receivers will help. The defense goes 5-5. It's a 4-3 defense, so it goes 5-6-5-5 at the defensive line, 4-5-5 at linebacker, 5-4 at corner, 6-5 safety. So only 2 guys in the defense who are less than a 5. One of them is a corner, and the other corner is at a 6. So you got to be careful there. And then the linebackers are only 4-5-5 from a 4-3, so he can be west coasted. And only 1-6 the defensive line, and not a lot of pass rush. So you could possibly move on this team. LeBron's a good defensive coach. Gave up 313 points during the regular season. Won the SOMIFA championship last year or 2 years ago. Is he defending champ? See if you can look that up for me, Bradley.
1 sec.
And Derek Carr, he threw the ball 55 at a 55-40 ratio. Quite a nice year for him. 63.3 completed, 7.1 average gain, 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 91.4 rating. Doug Baldwin, the 14.8 average and 11 touchdowns, receiving 1,257 yards. So watch out for that. Matt Forte, Eddie Lacy, and Fozzie Whittaker running the ball. So you can see where Carr had to lead the attack. I bet you he's got great pass blocking.
Okay, the SOMIFA 2015 season champ was Cincinnati, 13-3. Defeated San Francisco 14-2 in the championship game.
No. I think San Francisco was 14-2.
Right. I'm sorry. Good call.
Yes. That would have been an odd score, by the way. But yes. Well, yeah, he's got 3 sevens on the offensive line. And the defense for the Bengals plays a 3-4. Jay often plays 4-3, but he'll do anything. 5-5-4. 4-5-6-5 at linebacker. 5-5-5-6 at secondary. And not a lot of fives. Only 1-4 in the back 7. Not as much pass rush. Jay usually likes to have a little more pass rush, but he's got something. Not that much. That'll be the interesting game. 2 very experienced coaches. Jay's had more experience, more success with the SOMIFA family of leagues than Ron. That's here. Green Bay was 11th in the league in scoring, 22.8 points a game. But Virginia Villing was high flying, scoring 26 points a game. There were 6 teams in the league that scored 26 points or more a game. And then there was a drop off to 23.5 for the Vikings. Really 6 high scoring offenses, points and 27.1 points. That's a lot of points to average. Dennis led in the league at 27.1. Dennis led the league in scoring and was tied for the league in defense. Record 13-3. And my team was 3rd in scoring, 26.6. But we're talking about Green Bay, Cincinnati. So Green Bay was 11th at, what did I say? 22.8 points scored. And they were 8th in points allowed, 19.6. 6th in points scored at 26 points a game. Nice job without a great running game. Jay also known for playing good defense, but only 14th this year at 21.3 points a game. I wonder what the turnovers like. You had Derek Carr, so probably not too bad. Green Bay was -2 in turnovers for the season. The Bengals are +5. And go ahead, Bradley. You going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, has your opponent hasn't been determined yet. They have to wait until they see who wins these games, right?
Yeah, that's correct, because we reseed after each round. So, for example, I'm the 1 seed. I'm going to play the lowest advancing team, the lowest seed to advance. So, with this game behind us and the Vikings winning, either the Vikings, Colts, or Packers. So, because if the Packers win, I would play them. You see what I'm saying? Like, if form held, if Cincinnati used to Minnesota won, and we had 1-8 for the divisional playoffs, or finals, if you will, I would play the lowest seed, which is the Vikings. So, the Vikings are the highest seed that I could possibly play at this point, number 8. So, okay. I'm going to play the Vikings, Colts, or Packers. Now, Dennis is the 2 seed, a little trickier to figure out him. But he can't play the Packers, but he could play the Texans. So Dennis will play either the Texans, Vikings, or Colts.
Well, out of all three of those teams you just mentioned, the only one you played during the regular season was the Vikings.
Okay, Vikings, Colts, and Packers. Okay. I don't. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I match up pretty well with the Colts or the Packers. I match up pretty well. I feel like look, I was 13-3, so I should be favored against those teams. So I feel pretty good about some of those matchups. The Texans were the team I really wanted to avoid. Real good coaches and good teams, so it's not like you're playing a 3-13 team. It's the playoffs, you know. So Dennis, I think, would probably rather play much about who I'm going to play. Whoever they give me, when I know who the team is, that's when I'll get ready for it. Dennis, I think, thinks a little more about that. And in his Battle Royale leagues, you can actually pick your playoff opponent from among the lower seeds.
Dennis lost to the Vikings during the regular season.
Yes. I remember that game. We discussed it. I think he had a lot of bad luck in that particular game. So I don't think Dennis feels like.
Yeah, Hoyer only had 86 yards passing.
Hoyer or Russell Wilson?
Hoyer for the Vikings only had 86 yards passing, and Howard had 216 rushing.
Wow.
Russell Wilson had 188, and Ingram rushed for 160 in that game.
Okay, a lot of running the ball for both teams in that game. So Dennis can't play the Packers. Dennis can play the Texans, the Vikings, or the Colts. Dennis is of course, never scared of anybody, but I think he probably would prefer to avoid the Texans, but maybe not. I don't know.
He blew out the Texans 38-14.
But I think, guys go with the matchup and stuff like that, perhaps more so than what happened in the regular season. I don't know. I'd have to talk to Dennis about that. But I don't know. To me, that Texans defense, that Texans defense was very tough for me to play against. So that'd be the team I was worried about. But all right, Bradley, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks a lot for your help. And I'll tell guys they got a little bit of a playoff preview here at the end of the game, since they might not want to listen to the game once it gets out of hand. So.
All right, Tom. I enjoyed it as always. See you later.
Oh, Dennis. Hold on, brother. Dennis just texted me saying that he would rather play the Jets.
Well, I see a regular season loss to the Jets. He might want to rethink that.
That's an excellent point, Bradley. I think you're doing a great job here as the side man, as the wingman, and that may have not come clearly. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I see a regular season loss to the Jets.
Oh, how about that? Was that a 23-17 final?
23-17 final.
Oh, perhaps around week 10.
Maybe he's forgotten that.
Payback. So. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, to be honest,
click that open. I'd like to see if there's maybe a late Seattle score just to make it close.
No, it was a close game throughout, actually. No.
He did score. He did get a field goal. That was third quarter. Never mind.
Yeah, no, he was. I had a couple of big plays. I got lucky with some big plays. I think this 68-yard touchdown from Luck to Julio Jones, long gain. And then I think right before halftime, Devonta Freeman hit a big run. Early fourth quarter, Devonta Freeman had a 48-yard run on an off tackle.
And the missed extra point could have cost you if you would have pushed it down the field.
Yeah, that's right. My extra points 2-10. But this is like a close game the whole way, and I got a couple of big plays and he didn't. I think that's what happened. It was 23-17. No one ever led by more than a touchdown. So, but all right, Dennis is going to run. Thanks, Dennis, for chiming in. And we'll see you guys Wednesday night.
I'll let you go. I'll see you. Probably watch some of the games Wednesday.
Sure. Thanks for chiming in, Brad. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.